Hey guys, Alex here with Paragon Performance. Today we're going to be showing you how to change the oil in your Z06. If you haven't picked up the stuff to change the oil in it yet, check out paragonperf.com and get your oil change kit today. Let's get to it. First thing we're going to want to do here is open the engine compartment. If you have an HTC, you will need to put the top here in service mode. As best practice, it's always good to do an oil change on a warm engine. Just keep in mind that the oil can be very hot depending on how warm that engine is. So use your best judgment for that. We're going to start here by locating where the oil fill cap and dipstick are. They're located here in the front passenger side of the engine bay. On these HTCs, you will have a rubber flap here on this top panel to access that. The coupe is in the same location. All right, so once you've located those, we need to get the vehicle raised and supported here so we can access the underside so we can drain the oil out of it. All right, so we're gonna start here by draining the oil out of the engine itself first. This is a 15mm drain plug. Next, we'll move over to the drain plug for the oil reservoir. This will be a 3/8 drive extension. You will have to push up and turn a quarter turn to remove the drain plug. And then last, we will remove the filter from the housing. This takes a 32mm socket. Yike. All right, so supplied with your oil change kit from us here at Paragon, we include a new plastic plug for the oil reservoir. It's not necessary to replace it. However, they are plastic. At some point they will break or fail. And if you notice, I did kind of have to pry it out because they get stuck in there. So we do provide a new one just for safety's sake. We're gonna install that, and you will install it, push up, and it will turn a quarter turn. But it does have a stop and it will just stop in place. Just like that. Clean our oil off of here. Some use of some brake clean works really well for this as well. And we're gonna take our threaded drain plug for the oil pan, reinstall that. Always inspect the seal to make sure there's no tears in it. And we're gonna torque this down to 18 foot-pounds. All right, so we're gonna grab the oil filter provided. There is a new O-ring provided as well for the cap. And then of course your oil filter. You can do this two ways. You can install this first and then put the cap on secondly, or this will actually snap into the top of the cap if you want to do it that way. Then take a little bit of this excess oil and just kind of wet the new O-ring down. Put my filter into the housing, and we're going to just screw that back into place. And the filter is torqued to 18 foot-pounds as well. Clean up any excess oil, and we're ready to fill it with oil. All right, so we're going to start here, get some oil put in it. Find you a suitable funnel that you can set into here. It makes it easy to pour the quarts of oil into. It does take 8 quarts of oil. I like to put about 7.5 quarts in it to start. Then we'll go through the startup procedure and that process and get the oil up to temperature, and then we'll check it. It's better safe to be a little low than over, so start at about 7.5 quarts and top it off from there. All right, so we're gonna start the car here. And then you're going to want to cycle through till you can see this oil temperature reading. And then we need to wait for that to be about 175 degrees, and then we can check the oil. Make sure you check for leaks. All right, so we're up to temp now. We're going to get the dipstick here pulled and check the oil level. Pull it out, wipe it off, and put it back in. Add that last half a quart of oil that we had, and we will be good to go. All right, so we've got our low mark and our full mark. Obviously the target's to be in between them, but closer to the top if we can be. And this one's good to go. There you have it. GM made it pretty simple to change the oil in these cars. Little tech tip, remember when checking the oil in the car, it does need to be at operating temperature and while the engine is running. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys next time.